Phillips curve. We're going to start full employment. We're going to move into an inflationary gap. So first things first, remember that the Phillips curve is always looking at the relationship between inflation and unemployment. So unemployment right here. Okay, this is easy to remember because price level is always on the y-axis and price level indicates inflation, and GDP is always on the x-axis and that indicates unemployment. Okay, we always start with short-run Phillips curve. It's just going to be a downward sloping curve. This shows the trade-off between unemployment and inflation, right? If we're reducing unemployment, we're pushing this down because we move along the curve. That means we necessarily are increasing inflation. So that's why. Now we show full employment at the long-run Phillips curve, right? And so that means that this unemployment rate down here is going to be the natural rate of unemployment, NRU, natural rate of unemployment, or 4 to 5%. Now, let's say I need to start at 100. We indicate that at the intersection between the two. This is full employment, so I call this IN1, inflation 1, right? Now, I know this is at full employment because I'm currently at the natural rate of employment for my company, so that's A. And where I want to be at full employment, 4 to 5%. This is also indicated as a triple intersection on ADAS LRAs. Okay, now I need to show an inflationary gap. I think it's useful to think about aggregate demand, aggregate supply curve causing inflation. So inflation is caused by aggregate demand shifting to the right. When aggregate demand shifts to the right, demand pull inflation, my GDP is going to go up. When GDP goes up, my natural rate or my rate of unemployment is actually going to decrease. So we're going to have leftward arrow here. But when aggregate demand is also going to push up my inflation rate. So I'm going to end up right here. I love drawing the little arrows. They never lead me astray. Right? Where am I going to go? I'm going to go to point B right there. Okay, now this shows that I have a high inflation rate, INF2, right? And so clearly we're in an inflationary gap, and my unemployment rate is actually below OSU2. This is below my unemployment. In other words, I'm at like 1 or 2% unemployment instead of 4 or 5. I'm clearly operating in an inflationary. If I'm not careful, hyperinflation can occur. So what's going to happen in the long run? How does this self-correct? Well, again, imagine your ADAS model. Aggregate demand is shifted right, causing inflation, and GDP is high. In the long run, that is going to result in wages going up. That inflation that has occurred hurts the buying power of the workers. So next time wages go up for negotiation, workers are going to, when wages go up, aggregate supply is going to shift left. When aggregate supply shifts left, it gets us back to full. But how do we indicate that here? Well, what happens when aggregate supply shifts left? When aggregate supply shifts left, price level is going to go up. So we actually are going to have inflation rise yet again, right? But GDP is going to fall. And when GDP falls, our unemployment rate is going to rise. In other words, I'm going to end up on the curve right here. And the only way to get there is through a shift in the short-run Phillips to right. So I'll call this SRPC2, shift to the right to point C, back at full employment. Yes, I have inflation rate, so now I'm at IN3. Yes, I have a higher inflation. That's not a big deal here. My wages have gone up. When wages go up, this inflation rate doesn't have the buying power, and we're good to go. So in the long run, self-correction will happen from the SRPC shifting back to full employment or the natural. All right, I hope that made some sense.